All right, can we talk about new construction real quick? And I love this topic because I put a ton of clients into new construction in 2024. And every time I talk to someone new about it, they seem to not have a full grasp on the process and why go that route, what the pros and cons are. And so I'm like, hey, why don't I just make a video and go through all of it? Then I could share it to everyone and everyone has all the information. But I am a giant fan, especially where the market's currently at in the early half of 2025, all of 2024. I said, hey, why don't we go look at new construction? Go look at new construction, go look at new construction, because there's so many great deals, if you will, in the new construction world. And I think it's worth your time if you're looking to purchase a house to at least entertain the new construction realm if you haven't even considered it. So let's jump into it right now and let's talk about it. Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy Fuhst. I am a local realtor in the Arizona area. I've lived here my entire life, so I am extremely biased on Arizona specifically, and I love it here. And I will argue, if you look at my other videos, that Arizona is the greatest state in the entire country for multiple reasons. But we're talking about new construction today, and I want to go right into it, the pros, the cons, the reasons why you look at it. First and foremost, we have to address this little thing. It's very easy for someone looking to make a move to see a new build office and to pop in without having a realtor, without notifying the realtor, because they're just driving by and they want to pop into those new builds just to kind of tour them, to look at the models and just to check them out. Now, I can't advise against this enough, because new build offices, new build agents, when you walk into that office, there might be a sign on the door that says you must have your agent with you upon first visit or something along those lines. They're going to try to get you to register with the new construction company without bringing your realtor in. The reason why they do this is because they don't want you to have representation. And if you don't have representation, you don't get a better deal on the house. I promise you. You can fact check that for days. If you don't have a realtor and you think that the commission that the new construction company is paying the agent is going to go against the price of your house, you are incorrect. What they want to do is get you into that office to register so you don't have someone looking over the contracts and who knows the right questions to ask to get you the best deal, to make sure you're closing on time. If you're selling and buying, to align the sell and close. They want you to go in super clueless. It's like going in and buying a car. If you could have someone going with you to buy a car and negotiate for you, you would be better off, because that person most likely knows the ins and outs of the car industry. We don't, right? We don't know unless you've worked in sales in a dealership, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. And so we just go in with the idea of, hey, we're gonna negotiate, but we don't really know what they're doing. If you can have someone that knows what they're doing to negotiate for you, to ask the right questions, you're gonna be much better off. And you have to notify your agent if you're going into a new build office without them. I'm telling you. There are so many things, like so many times where my clients have benefited from having me review the contract, from having me asking the right questions, from me pushing them because they didn't do something that they promised to do. It's important that you have an agent when you go look at new builds. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna end it there. I don't wanna hammer this. Just make sure you notify your agent. One more time. Right now, in the current climate, it's a very soft market. We call it a soft market, meaning that there's not a lot of buyers for the amount of inventory we have, so homes are sitting on the market longer. When homes sit on the market longer, the buyers start to get more leverage, and what this means for new construction is they want to move their products fast. And to incentivize buyers, they are giving out incredible incentives that include cash to cover closing costs, to cover rate, to buy your rate down, or you just get rate and closing costs covered. Now, it depends office to office and which incentives that they're being offered. But when the market starts to shift in more of a seller's market, so rates come down, more buyers enter the buying pool, they absorb the inventory, and now supply and demand is starting to go more in the seller's favor, then new construction, they're gonna take away those incentives. And so in the current climate, affordability is through the roof. We all know that. Affordability is very, very difficult. And so one of the ways that we can avoid that is going in new construction, finding one in an area that you like. It not be the exact neighborhood, but in some area that you like, within the price point, within the parameters of the house that you're looking for, square footage, bedrooms, bath, and we get you a lower interest rate and we get your closing costs covered, and it makes things significantly more affordable. Also, when you go new construction, you have a new roof, you have a new foundation, you have new AC. The three big major things when it comes to a house, the high ticket items, they're all brand new and covered by warranty. So if you were to go resell and you talk to, a normal traditional lender, they're going to give you an interest rate, whatever, and we're going to try to negotiate concessions to get a rate buy down or a straight buy down, 2-1 buy down, 3-2-1 buy down, all these different things. But you're going to be buying a resale house, right? And so if, depending on your price point, if you're buying a house that was built around 2000 and the roof has never been replaced, that roof is now 25 years old. And so that roof might need to be replaced, which could be another 15, 20 grand down the road in the near future. future. Or you could go new construction where you get a better rate than you could on a resale house. You get a new roof you don't have to replace next year for 20 grand. You get new ACs that you don't have to replace for another 15 grand in 2 years. You get all these things brand new. The power of going in new construction in this climate right now is astronomical. It's huge. Now, the big con is, there's two big cons. Location. You might not be in the area that you want to be in, and that's totally fine. Like, if you don't want to go new construction for location, like I don't care. This is your house that you want to buy. My job is to try to advise and give information so you can make the best decision possible. If you want to sacrifice money for location, great. Love it. Let's go. Second big con is typically, not all the time, sometimes we can negotiate this in, but most times the backyard doesn't come landscaped, so it's going to be dirt. So you also have to consider how much money is it going to cost to landscape a yard, unless you want to leave it dirt. But you could do something for 15 grand where it's just rock and grass or turf or something simple if you want, or you could obviously do something more extravagant, but it's going to be dirt. Sometimes you can lump in some sort of package with new construction. But another thing I want to hammer in is there's two ways of buying a new construction house. There's a few more, but two main ways. There's one, which you might be aware of, where you walk into the office and you pick out your lot and you pick out your elevation and you go to the design center and you pick out your lights and countertops and flooring and cabinets and all these things, and they build it from the ground up. Right now, a more common thing to do is buying something called a spec. The way specs happen are a few different routes currently. One is home builders are literally just building homes to sell new. They're building them, you don't get to customize it, it is what it is, and you just get to go pluck it off the lot and buy it. The second way is someone chose to do the ground up. They picked the lot, they picked the finishings and all that kind of stuff, and they started building the house, and the buyer backed out for whatever reason. They lost their job or whatever it might be. So that buyer can no longer buy that house. Well, that builder keeps building the house and they have to sell it, and now they have a house they need to sell. Those are the two main ways, ground up and spec. Specs are much more common right now in the marketplace, much more common. And when you go and buy a spec, this is where all the deals are, man. This is where all the deals are. And so it's no joke. Like, I just call reps. I call sales agents from different offices all the time just to understand what's happening. What are the current incentives? What do you have in hand? Because I want to make sure my clients know, hey, like, we can go look in St. Anne Valley, we can go look in Gilbert, we can go look in Chandler. Here's what's happening here. Oh, what price point are you looking in? Oh, you're looking for a next gen? Let's go to Lennar, whatever it might be. But I'm telling you, if you're looking to buy in 2025 when the market is soft, consider new build. Consider it and call me. Talk to me. Don't go into a new build office without me. You're not going to get a better deal. I promise. You're only going to save money. You're only going to get more leverage. You're only going to get better terms. You're only going to get more things on that contract to benefit you. I promise you. I promise you. It is a myth. It's like that you need 20% down to buy your first house. Getting your price reduction because they're not paying an agent, also a myth. Doesn't happen. Go ask anybody. And those new build offices are like, they don't want you to have representation. They represent the builder. They're going to be nice to you. They're going to try to make you feel like you are in safe hands. They work for the builder. They don't work for you. They don't work for you. Remember that. Okay. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. My name is Jeremy Fuhst. Been doing real estate a long time. I know what the heck I'm doing. I like to ramble about real estate. I'm a nerd. I like to dive into data. If you have any questions about your home, about moving, about relocating, about what areas to be in, about certain price points, let me know. Gonna leave my info somewhere down here. I don't know. This YouTube thing's confusing, but please like, subscribe, all the things that other YouTubers say to do. Greatly appreciate it. Love you all. Goodbye.